I've had a few strange incidents in my life involving televisions. A lot of people always ask me why I don't have a television in my room, or ask why I'm so uninterested in TV shows. I often like to say that I don't like getting too absorbed into shows, but perhaps some of you would like to know the real reason. I'll start from the earliest event that I could recall involving a TV. I remember something from when I was very small. I liked to wake up late at night and sneak around the house just for the thrill of it. I always did that just to see if my parents would catch me. Just the possibility of getting in trouble and developing my ability to evade the scolding and spankings was very fun to me. I don't remember how old I was, but I think I was about 5 or 6. I decided to tiptoe out of my room because I wanted to get some chocolate milk at 1 in the morning. My bedroom was at the end of the hallway, and past that hallway there was a living room. The living room had been my beanbag, a love seat, and a large couch in it. And right near the huge picture window, we had a television. It was very old, and it had been in our possession for as long as I could recall. It had the wooden paneling look so much like my dad's old random crap did. Nevertheless, I completely lost interest in the chocolate milk I was going to run to fetch. I saw a semblance of a green face forming into the screen. I could clearly see the cheekbones and the disapproving scowl and furrowed eyebrows. I couldn't see the eyes very well. At the time, I needed glasses and didn't know, but I was too frightened to stick around any longer. To the young child I was, it was terrifying to know what I usually watch so mindless was watching me. As well, if I wasn't thirsty, I'm pretty sure I would have felt urine trickling down my leg. I remember darted back down to the hallway and took a swift left, right into my father's room. I crawled under the covers with him, clung to himself for dear life. I stammered something about a scary green face, and he just comforted me until I fell asleep, assuming I had a nightmare. Needless to say that I didn't creep around like that again for a good long while. However, after a few years, that became a distant memory that most never reflected on. Although it was as if nothing more than a dream. By then, we had moved again, even though it was just up the street. That old TV was thrown out after it quit working. My parents bought a new one and gave me the one my mother used to keep in her room. I set it up and would watch cartoons on Saturday mornings. I think I ever remembered some of the shows called Monkey Magic coming on. I do clearly remember turning in to catch Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z. Yet again, these things couldn't stay calm. I was falling asleep one night, and I heard that little resonant buzz of the TV turning on. My eyes snapped open. Nothing was on the screen except for that familiar black and white fuzz. Annoyed, I snagged off the remote nightstand and shut the power back off. It was okay for a few days. However, one Saturday night, when I was checking out the late night programming, the channels were changing on their own. I just kept battling the television set with my trusty weapon, the remote control. My efforts were futile. Eventually, I just gave up and turned it off and unplugged it before it could further frustrate me. It wouldn't be long until I plugged it in again to watch some things after school. I don't remember what night it was on, but I was doing the usual bit of dodging my homework. I'd usually just like to do it on the bus, during lunch, or between class breaks. My thought was that if I was going to school, I should be doing work in school, not doing work at home where I should be living free time. So I plugged the TV back in and stared into the screen like any lazy preteen would. The colorful images were soon replaced by the garbled black and white snow of static, as the channel had changed. Green digital numbers appeared in the upper right corner of the screen. 02. We didn't have channel 2, so of course I instantly was black and white speckles, and with the abrasive sound, I changed the channel back to what I was watching, only for it to instantly switch back to 2. I grumbled again, tried again, but this time my remote didn't even respond. Instead, the mild buzz that I heard grew into an intense volume. Louder and louder, my heart started pounding, and I felt like I was going to panic. I don't know why I was so scared. I yanked the cord from my wall and carried the TV to the driveway, sending it with the garbage. "What's wrong, sweetie?" my mother asked. "It's broken," I answered. She didn't ask any questions. "Do you want us to get you a new one, honey?" she asked, looking a little concerned. I might have looked upset at the time, and I rather was spoiled. I was usually given anything I asked for. "No, Mom, it's okay. I wasn't really studying well enough with it in there. It was pretty distracting." Once more I moved. This time I moved in with another family, as my parents knew and trusted them to take care of me in my questionable teenage years. For a long time I once more forgot about the strange incidents involving televisions. When I was a teenager, I recall their old TVs started taking on an eerie green tint until they eventually had to get rid of it. After that, I used the joke that every TV I came in contact to had been cursed. My brother, far from superstitious, just laughed at me for saying such thing. However, recently I wondered if that's even true or not. As I sit on my computer typing, I find myself pausing. The voices I heard on the television upstairs have stopped, and now I hear the faint hissing of static, and it's slowly growing louder and louder.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, please stay pretty.